So why do people often fail to see results even when they're working out consistently?
So getting results is all about tearing muscle fibers. Our body tears small muscle fibers, and when they repair, our muscles grow. If you're not doing exercise to stress those muscles out so we get those tiny tears, you will not see results. That's why it's so important to constantly mix up your routine, no matter what you're doing, in order to see consistent results.
And when you say mixing up your routine, should someone have a plan or a routine that they
Absolutely.
should? Okay.
Yeah, I always believe if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You need to have a consistent routine, but you constantly need to be stressing your body. And I don't mean you're always doing weights. Like in here specifically, we just completed an 8-week strength block. So we pushed our bodies for 8 weeks, then we've just completed a full week of a deload phase. It's hard to believe that a lot of our members actually were more sore during the deload phase than towards the end of their strength phase, just because we're training the body in a different way. And when you train the body in a different way, you generally tear more muscle fibers, and when they recover, your body grows.
Okay. So how important is proper form in achieving results?
Proper form is everything when it comes to achieving results. Incorrect form, what is the first thing that incorrect form will do? It will lead to injury. If you have injury, you sustain injuries. We're all about training around your injuries here, but first and foremost, prevention is the most important. So if you're preventing the injury from occurring, you can sustain a certain level of training for a certain period in order to get results.
Okay, so then if you have poor form and a lack of structure or routine, you're wasting a lot of effort to go into the gym and not see those results. Okay.
Absolutely. You're wasting effort, but not only that, it's the mental challenge that you're going to be putting yourself through to not get results is the worst way to lose motivation. And once you lose motivation, it is really hard to get it back.
Okay. Does diet, could diet be a reason people aren't seeing progress?
Absolutely. A lot of people think that training's everything. If I train an hour a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, I can eat what I like. Unfortunately, for most of us, this is incorrect. I personally think about 80% of it is what you ingest through your mouth. And that comes from nutrition, water, but also supplementation around training. One of the biggest things that we included here when we were doing our challenge was educating our members around the correct nutrient timing around training in order to get results, mainly with protein. If you have enough protein through the day, you should build muscle if your training is correct. So nutrition and diet is imperative in getting sustained results long term.
Okay. And, if someone were to find themselves at a plateau with their progress and seeing results, how can they move past that? How can they level up or...
Level up, yeah. The first thing I would say is go to a reputable health professional that can actually give you the correct advice. We see it a lot. I know I talked about it when I was chatting with Tom the physio in my other video with the interview with him. YouTube, TikTok, all of these people coming out with these great things they're seeing from YouTube and TikTok, but may not necessarily from a reputable source. Find a reputable source. Find someone that you know or that is in the industry that can help you with actually, 1, getting your nutrition on point, and 2, making sure your training's right. Because there's no point putting hours and hours and hours into the gym if you're not seeing the results and or potentially increasing the risk of injury because your form may not be correct.
Mm-hmm. And what part does recovery play in, a planned routine?
Yeah, recovery is everything. Sleep is the most important. The reason why sleep is most important, if you are fluctuating correctly in between a deep sleep, REM sleep and a non-REM sleep, which is a deep sleep, your body will produce natural growth hormone. This is how we recover. If you're not getting the optimal hours of sleep, they generally say a bare minimum of 5 to 7 hours of quality sleep. I know a lot of people that say, oh yeah, I'm in bed 8 hours a night, but they're not getting quality sleep. That can come from so many factors. Are they wearing blue light lenses before they go to bed? Are they watching too much TV? Are they on their phones? We live in a society now where so many people are on devices, but they don't realise what this can do to them and affect their natural melatonin when it comes to sleep. So recovery is imperative, but you also need to balance that out with the right nutrition, the right training, and making sure that we're doing all of those things correctly in order to rebuild correctly.
And so I guess, mindset is another factor with sticking with things and seeing results. What's the biggest mistake people make that you've seen with their fitness mindset?
I find the biggest mistake people make with their fitness mindset is they try and set unattainable goals in an unrealistic time span. Like their goal might be to lose 10 kilos in 10 weeks for whatever it might be, a holiday, a wedding. This, in my opinion, isn't sustainable long term. You need to set realistic goals. And the way to achieve them is to have the little wins along the way and celebrate those little wins. My most important thing is that we forget scales. Scales are an ineffective way in order for us to see goals because they don't take visceral fat into consideration. They don't take water retention into consideration. They don't take the difference between fat loss and muscle gain into consideration. So get a proper body scan, see where you're at, and set some realistic goals from that, and so that you can track it. And I don't recommend getting a scan any less than, say, 4 weeks apart, because you need to give your body time to adjust, and then you can change things accordingly and according to your goals.